Yes. We're live here. This is the Connecticut Line Soundtrack podcast on Top Station. My name is Eddie Transcendent. And first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching us on Facebook right now live. We do appreciate the support each and every week here on Thursdays for the Line Soundtrack at Top Station. It's been a couple of weeks I've been off. We've been busy working on a couple of other projects. Looking to bring you guys some other podcasts. Some of those are, we're looking to bring to you a podcast premiering some of Connecticut's entrepreneurs. That's going to start in July. And then we also have a 10-minute podcast that we're going to be doing every day in the morning. In any event, keep watching me on Facebook and on Instagram, and I'll be telling you guys all the information about what's going on with those podcasts. So again, if you guys are watching on Facebook right now live, we do appreciate the support. Keep watching. A lot of support, man. A lot of support, right, Gina?
Yes.
Over 1,000 views on all of our episodes thus far here at Top Station. So we do appreciate the support. Keep watching and keep supporting. Again, my name is Eddie Transcendent. Today I'm joined by my co-host, Gina. Hey. Gina's hanging out with me today, hopefully for the whole show.
Yes.
Are we good?
Yeah,
we're good. So she's gonna be here for the whole show. So I'm super excited to have Gina co-hosting for the first time. Today's the first time. Yeah, usually she's kind of behind the camera, behind the scenes. But today she's good. The curls are on point.
On point today.
According to Hector,
the first thing I said was when I walked in, "Hey, I love your hair. Those curls are great."
So the curls are on point. She's on point. She just graduated. She just finished her freshman year of high school. First honors.
Yes.
So she's gonna be a sophomore next month, next year, or in a couple of months, right?
2 months.
When does school start again?
September.
All right. So in a couple of months, are you excited to be a sophomore?
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on up.
Yeah. Can't wait to look at their freshmen like.
Be nice.
I will be.
Oh man, your mic wasn't even on. Now your mic is on.
Now it's on.
Yeah, now I feel bad. It's okay though. Hopefully they heard you in the background somewhere talking. It's all set. In any event, without further ado, my guest for the evening tonight is nada más y nada menos que Hector Rosa.
Hi everybody.
Yes, Hector's hanging out with us today. I'm super excited for you to be here. I've been telling everybody, man, this is gonna be a fun show. Even Rosa, you know Rosa?
Yeah.
Even Rosa, she was like, she goes, "Oh, when's Hector coming?" I say, "Coming in on Thursday." This was a couple days ago. She goes, "I've been thinking about, coming over and guest hosting that show because I want to hang out with you guys." She was excited about the show. So needless to say,
nice.
no, yeah, definitely. But she's busy. She has a studio tonight.
Shout out to Rosa.
Yeah. Shout out to Rosa over at Latin Rhythm Dance Studio. They're hanging out tonight, Saturday night. So you know how that goes. We just finished hanging out. We just came from Holiday Hills, swimming and having a good old time over there. So that was definitely a blessing.
It's a fun place.
No, it's a fun place. We were saying before the cameras came on that I think as a kid I had more fun. As an adult, I'm almost like it's alright. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
That's
but
funny as heck.
I don't know what it is. It's been years since I've been there. I haven't been there since I was maybe a teenager. So I really don't remember what it looks like. Well, I didn't remember what it looked like until I got there, and then I was kind of like, all right, it's cool. The food was good. The pool was good.
If you want to laugh, I've never been there up until this year.
Oh, really?
My first time, and it was nice.
Yeah.
It's close by.
It's super close.
Good food, nice place.
I didn't realize it was so close until today, because when I went as a kid in high school or whatever that was, we got on a school bus, we drove over there, and today it was only half an hour away.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. In any event, I'm super excited for you to be here today. Because I was just like, it's gonna be a good show. We're gonna talk about really, really good stuff that you have going on, but it's gonna be fun too. You and I get along well.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, definitely. You and I get along well, and I feel like in this different setting, it's gonna be even more fun.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to have you here. I'm super excited to have Gina here as the guest host. Can you get that door for me, Gina?
Gotcha.
So in any event, what's going on with you?
So life is good. I'm still doing my Zumba classes every Wednesday at the Bridgeport Public Library.
The last time I saw you was at Latin Rhythm doing the Zumba thing for the autism, which by the way they did it really, really, really well. Yeah. So thank you. Definitely. I think Rosa, Latin Rhythm, they raised I want to say $1,000.
Nice.
Either that, give or take, about $1,000, for
that's wonderful
for the Kennedy Center. So I'm sure
and
they're
that
happy.
goes to a lot of special programming.
Yes.
With a lot of the legislation that's going on right now,
Yes.
a lot of the mental health budgets have been cut from the state level.
Exactly.
So a lot of the programs that these people are relying on to just, the basic necessities are being cut. So these funds are really helping a lot.
Yes. So I mean, I think anything would help. But a grand is definitely a nice touch.
Absolutely, it'll go a long way.
And I think that there's no doubt that it could have been done without you. No, seriously, you came through. You didn't come. She didn't come.
No, I'm sorry.
No, she wasn't. But we had a really good time, and it wasn't just Zumba. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, we were dancing. We were jumping around. Everybody was laughing, smiling. I mean, it was just nice to see. It was nice to look around and see a lot of people, having a really good time. All ages too. There was little kids there. There were older folks, and everybody was having a good time. We had a couple of fallouts. Some people fell out. They were to the side. I was, no, I can't keep up. I said, what do you mean? It's the Macarena. It was the Macarena. What's going on? But everybody had a good time, and I don't think they could have done it without you. So it was definitely because I feel like obviously hundreds, thousands of people do Zumba, right? Instructors, right?
Yeah.
But everybody kind of gives it their own touch,
Right.
And I think when you see the instructor having a good time, I think it makes you want to have a good time,
Yeah.
And I think that goes with anything,
I think that anything that you do with passion,
Exactly.
if you do it with passion, it goes a long way.
Exactly.
It means something.
Exactly.
So I try to give it my all.
Yeah.
It could be one person in my class
Yeah.
that shows up, and I'm gonna still do the class with a big smile on my face.
Yes.
Or I could have 300 people in a room and,
Yes.
and do the same effect. So I love to lead with love and with passion.
No, and it definitely showed that day. I saw it, I felt it. I wasn't really dancing. I was the camera running around. But I saw it, I felt it. Everybody
You
was
were
excited.
running from me. You said, I don't know, I can't keep up with
I was
this
like,
guy.
nah,
He's jumping around for a
It
whole
was,
hour.
it was insane. You were jumping around and then you would stop and then you would jump right back in and get right into it. Like, you wouldn't miss a beat. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing all that. That's insane. I can't, no.
Yeah.
No, but everybody had a good time, nonetheless. So again, I think Rosa's probably watching. And if she isn't, she'll be watching later. So on behalf of her, on behalf of Latin Rhythm, and on behalf of the Kennedy Center, who, by the way, love you as well. Thanks, definitely.
It was my pleasure.
So Hector,
Yes.
what's going on? You're so from what we talked about before we went on air, you're born and raised in Bridgeport?
Born and raised in Bridgeport. You're on the west side.
West side.
West side. Yeah.
I'm an east side boy.
Oh.
I'm an east.
I love the east side. I work there. I love what I do. But
Yeah.
west side? No. But yes, I went to Curio School.
Okay. All the way through? So one school all the way through?
I went to Curio all through 8th grade. I went to high school in Milford at Platt Tech.
Okay.
I studied architecture.
All right.
I love, art. I draw canvases.
Yeah.
I sing. I remodel. I did my mom's house. I did my aunt's
Really?
house. Yeah. So,
Like actual construction?
so I literally got on the floor with a hammer and I ripped out all of my mom's tiles in her
Really?
kitchen a few years back. I got the construction guy to come and lay out all the new tiles and
Nice.
so I coordinated everything,
Yeah.
but I got on my hands and knees and with the hammer I broke all those tiles. I painted the house, primed the house, cut the grass. So I try to be a good son to my parents.
Are you an only child?
I have a sister.
Okay.
I have actually 2 sisters.
Okay.
So I am the only boy. So yeah, I'm the special one.
So are you,
Sorry, sisters.
are you the youngest or?
Yeah.
So you're the baby?
Yeah, I'm the baby.
The
Okay.
baby and the only boy.
Yeah.
You got it
He
going
got
on.
all the love.
Like I was the one that my sister was never able to get a dog. Growing up, my mom was like, "No, I have allergies. We can never have a dog in this house." And then I come along, and then I want a dog at 8 or 10 years old, and she's like, "Okay, come on,
for the baby."
Yeah, so.
So you kind of got your way.
Yeah, a little bit. But I've always been a really good boy. I've been respectful. I've learned my lessons.
Yeah.
Being a Puerto Rican young boy, you got your chancletazo and your whatever you need to get to get back in shape.
So mom and dad were in a picture?
Mom and dad,
Okay.
always. Yep.
All the way through.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. And happy belated Father's
Oh
Day to all of the fathers.
definitely.
Yep.
Yes. No, so mom and dad were in a picture. Who was kind of the leeway and who was kind of like the strict?
Well, my mom would always be the strict one. She would always,
Really?
yeah. She's like, no, you can't go out and ride your bike until you clean your room or you do this or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I would talk to my dad. I'm like, oh, Dad, what's up? Hey, talk to mommy. Let me get out of the house.
Yeah.
And then he's like, go for it. he would always be like.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's always one that kind of, whatever, so that's good. I mean, it's kind of surprising though, because usually they say that the son is more closer to mom and daughters are closer to dad. So like, mom will be, let you do more and dad will be more strict. So for you, it's kind of like the other way around. Yeah. Which kind of worked out for you.
It did. I was a rambunctious young boy, and I got in my fair share of troubles,
Yeah.
But nothing out of the ordinary.
Nothing crazy though.
Nothing crazy.
Okay. So you stay out of trouble, out of big trouble.
I've never been arrested, so knock on wood.
Yeah, but I mean, I worked in the court system for a long time.
Yeah.
So for me, never been arrested means that you never been caught. So it doesn't mean you didn't do anything wrong.
That's nice.
It just means you never been caught doing something wrong,
No, but I'm squeaky clean. I'm really good.
Squeaky clean. So carry out, and then so you went to one school your whole time growing up?
Yup. So Bridgeport here, born and raised. I did like maybe 1 or 2 years at Maplewood.
Okay.
And then the rest of my time I did it at Curial. Shout out to Mr. Hannah. Shout out to Miss Lathan. Miss Linda Lee Lathan. She was one of my favorite teachers, and if she's ever watching this, thank you very much.
Or listening.
Yes, or listening. Thank you very much, because you were definitely an inspiration.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So it's crazy because I honestly, I can remember maybe 2 of my teachers' names in high school. 4 years in high school, I remember 2 teachers' names. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. So when I hear people talk about the teachers and students and this and that, I don't remember none of my teachers.
I get really close to my teachers.
Yeah.
Like, my teacher just now gave me a gift card to Buffalo Wild Wings and an apple.
Ooh, we have a party where you're taking us after here.
No, she just came from there. She just came.
Gotcha.
And I still talk to all my teachers from last year. I get close to all my teachers.
Yeah.
I don't have like no friends. I'm close to all the teachers.
But I think that's probably a good thing. So you ended up going to Platt Tech. Now, was Platt Tech your first? That's where you wanted to go?
That was my choice.
That was your choice.
Yeah, this was my situation. My first choice would have been Bassick, which is my zip code.
Yeah.
And I said, hell no, I'm not going. I'm not going to Bassick. And I love Bridgeport, and I'm for it, but I needed something else. I needed to get out of here. I needed some diversity.
Of course.
One of the things that the tech school did for me, the tech system, I was able not only to meet people from my town, I was able to meet people from New Haven, from Derby, from Ansonia, so you have all these different people coming together, and you're like, okay, well, this whole Bridgeport thing, I don't have to be a homeboy. I don't have to do that. I could be who I want to be.
Yeah.
So I feel that was something that allowed me to be a little bit better, because I feel that I would have failed in the Bridgeport school systems.
Okay.
Personally.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
What were you nervous at all?
About
like originally in the beginning to go to not only is it a new high school in a whole different city.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a whole bunch of kids that you have no idea who they are.
I was nervous. I used to have to wake up maybe 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And there was a school bus that brings us from Bridgeport all the way to Milford.
Yeah.
So I was the first stop. So I was on the bus for maybe an hour and a half.
Okay.
An hour, maybe 2 hours sometimes on snow days. But it was worth it. Yeah. It was worth it. I met great people. I made great friends. To this day, my best friend is my partner in architecture.
Really?
My best friend to this day.
Nice.
So, it did me well, and it's brought me and opened a lot of other doors for me.
Now, what about on the way there and on the way to these doors opening up in high school and everything? What about bad influences? What was there? Was anything there that you were faced with that you had to make decisions of? Oh my God, go this way, go that way, hang out with this person, hang out with that. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, growing up in Bridgeport, you always have to have your back. You always have to, And I am an advocate for bullying, for people that are bullied, because I was bullied.
Yeah.
I was, a chubby young man. Growing up in Bridgeport, I used to get beat up on the way home from school. I used to, I was like the funny chubby kid. Let's pick on him. Let's beat him up. So
you were bullied through school?
Yeah.
High school as well, or no?
Not high school.
Yeah.
In Bridgeport, the Bridgeport school system.
Yeah.
Teachers would see what's going on. Teachers would see the kids hitting each other, and they wouldn't do a thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was many years ago, but I'm sure this still happens to this day.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And with Facebook and all of these violence that is coming up on Instagram and all of that, that just opens the door for more violence.
Yeah. I feel. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, when it comes to that subject, I'm kind of like, I'm with it, and at the same time I'm not, because I feel like it opens the doors to a lot of good things as well.
Yeah.
So not just negativity, but a lot of good things as well. So you're right. I feel like with social media, now some of these kids who are bullied have a way to
have an outlet.
And you might also be able to find other kids who are bullied and make those connections and things like that. So it could work in a good way as well.
Yeah.
But I can see what you're talking about as far as these kids see the stuff, and a lot of times these videos that in which the content is negative and it's violence, they get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And so it's like, let's be the ones to make the next video.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So, So, when it comes to stuff like that, I want to promote positivity. I want a positive vibe. I'm always smiling, and I'm always, I could be at my worst day, and I'm still gonna smile and give joy, because there's no need, there's no time for that.
Of course.
Ain't got no time for that.
No time for the bull. No. Yeah. No, definitely. So once you got to high school, what changed?
I made a big decision in high school. I said, this is me. I am who I am, and you're either going to like me or you're not.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stand for myself. I'm going to be who I am, and I'm not going to make any apologies for it.
Yeah, but where did that come from? That doesn't just come from one day to another. You just made a decision. Did someone speak to you? Did you see something on TV? Like, you know what I mean?
I decided, being bullied so much throughout, my elementary years, I said, this is a blank slate for me.
Yeah,
I'm going to be able to meet brand new people.
Yeah, start fresh.
Yeah. I don't know anyone. So let's start. This is me. Let's start from zero.
Yeah.
And it worked out. I actually was very popular in high school.
Really?
Yeah. I would walk up and down the halls. Everybody would know my name, and sometimes I wouldn't know their name. I'm like, hey, boo. So, in high school, my favorite, you remember the Usher and Alicia Keys?
Yeah.
Always be my boo, right?
Yeah.
So that came out when I was in high school. And so everybody was my boo, right?
Yeah.
All my girlfriends were like, hey, boo, what's up, boo? Because I didn't know everybody's name.
Yeah.
So it was hard. So I was like, okay, she's my boo.
But everybody knew Hector.
Everybody knew Hector.
That happens to me all the time.
Bro.
It does. Yo, what up? Yo, what's going on? Hey, I'm like, yo, what up, bro? I don't call them boo. I don't think it's a good idea for me to call people boo. I might get in trouble. No, but for real, it happens to me all the time where people are always like, hey, what up, Eddie? And I'm like, hey, what up? And I have no idea. Or sometimes I know who they are, I just forgot their name. Or sometimes I just don't know who they are. If you're watching right now and you spoke to me and I spoke to you and I didn't mention your name, that's because I don't know your name. Like if I took your phone number down, but I never called you, that's because I didn't have a number to save it under, a name to save it under, so I just didn't save it at all. And that's just it's tough because Eddie is so easy to remember.
Why don't you just
ask? Because it's bad disrespectful. Can you imagine, Hector? If you saw me and you're like, hey Eddie, and I'm like, hey, what's up? What's your name again?
Oh.
You're gonna be like, oh, all right, my bad. We're not friends.
Yeah, I guess not. Okay.
Oh man. Gina, any questions? Any comments on Facebook from any of our viewers?
We have a lot of comments here.
Oh wow, let's see what's going on.
Luz Morales said hi guys and hi Gina.
Luz is probably our number one viewer, our number one supporter of the Top Station. Go ahead.
She's like, it was about time I missed you on the show. Gali, our grandmother, your mom, she said hi. How are you guys?
You know, Mom, we love you.
Yeah, I love her too.
Don't they cuide? I don't know.
Dios te cuide, God bless you.
Jen Sanchez said Hector is awesome. Love his energy. Definitely brightens up a room. Lou said his energy is absolutely amazing. Lou and Sarah Serrano said Hector is awesome. And a whole bunch of emojis.
Oh, definitely. Hey, for those of you watching on Facebook, we do appreciate the support. Thanks to Luz. Luz is always watching. Louis and Sarah Serrano. I didn't know you know them. Yeah, they're awesome. They're always watching. And mommy loves you. So guys, if you guys are watching on Facebook, we do support we do appreciate the support. Keep watching, keep sharing.
Yes.
And we continue to do this. Continue to bring you great people like Hector, so we can talk to. Anything else, Gina?
And Michelle or Michael Alicia.
Yeah.
He says sing Hector.
Oh man, putting me on the spot.
Come on, Mike. No, definitely. We do appreciate the support. So please keep watching. No, and if you have any questions, any comments for Hector while we're on, please send them in, and Gina will read them on air. And we have Hector answer some good questions, some tough questions. If you have questions, let them be tough.
Darn.
Yes,
Really,
tough questions. Yeah.
Making me work today.
Yes, definitely. So that's good. So you went to high school and you had a totally you had a clean slate. So you took that time to
it was
go
nice.
ahead and start fresh.
Fresh start.
So what made you popular? Was it just your outgoing personality?
I want to say it was. I definitely didn't hide anything. You know, sexuality is a big thing.
Of course.
So I just said, this is me. Don't ask any questions. I am who I am, and allow me to be myself. And that's exactly what happened.
And people love that.
Yep.
And so you were loved and you were popular on with both men and women.
Everyone. I actually ran track in high school.
Get out of here.
Yep. One summer I did a whole summer of track.
Nice.
I slipped in the mud, and these people don't stop.
Yeah.
They keep going
Yeah.
for miles and miles and miles. And if you stay behind, then you're done.
Yeah.
So you gotta I fell on slipped on a rock.
Yeah.
No, get your ass up and keep going. Let's go. So that motivation. I did Taekwondo growing up.
Oh really?
Yeah, Taekwondo. I think I have 7 belts or something.
For real?
Like 7 different colored belts. Don't ask me because I didn't get to the black belt.
Yeah.
But I was close now.
Wow, that's awesome. You did that.
Yeah.
Where did you do that? You did it in Bridgeport?
It was in Fairfield area. The studio's no longer there, but it's somewhere near Splash Car Wash at that area.
Yeah. Do you still practice or not really?
I just do a little thing in my Zumba. I'll throw in a little.
Oh wow. So is that something your parents kind of made you do? Kind of put you in there, or?
Yes. My mother and father were advocates for me. They wanted the little chubby boy to get himself into a fitness program and learn self-defense, and I'm so happy for that.
Yeah.
So that was a good motivation for me.
So did you ever have to use it outside of the studio?
I'm a lover.
Come on.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. But when tempted, there have been maybe 2 or 3 situations in my life where I've had to defend myself.
Yeah.
And I've done it in a very graceful manner, and no one ever got hurt, and things were resolved. I'm more of a communicator.
Yeah.
But not everyone is, and life goes on, and that's what happens. You made this choice today. Well, let's see where you end up in 10 years from now.
Exactly.
And I am a fond believer of karma. Huge believer of karma.
Yeah.
And the same bully that beat me up in 7th grade is now locked behind bars for the rest of his life probably. I'm not saying ha 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 ha, but I'm saying what's going on here. So I definitely feel that going back to the Bridgeport school systems, they need to empower these kids. They need to give them self-defense. They need to give them abilities to for us to defend each other. Then we're not going to fight because we're going to respect each other.
Yes.
We all went to the training. We're all friends now.
Yeah.
So it's just creating more unity in the city. Absolutely.
Definitely. I think there's a lot of people who are working on it. There's a lot of work to be done still. There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, obviously the community, obviously the school system, obviously parenting.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit that can be taken out of everywhere.
You're right. There's so many different aspects that goes into it.
Because we can talk about the school system all we want, but at the end of the day, everything
it's funding, it's parenting, it's there's a lot.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
definitely. Okay, so track, you're doing track.
I do Zumba.
Well, but before we even get there, before we get, we're gonna get there. But before we get there, so you're doing track. You went to Black Tech, and you took up what you took up again?
Architecture.
Architecture, okay. So you took architecture, and so now you get done. Now do you go to college?
I went to Norwalk Community College for health coaching courses and medical assisting.
Okay, so you said so whatever you did in high school, you said, all right, we're gonna.
That's on the back burner.
Leave that over
and
there.
I'm gonna explain to you what happened. I graduated in 2006.
Okay.
2006 was the beginning of the recession and what happened to the housing market. It started in late 2006, 2007, and 2008. The whole housing market crashed and everyone lost their homes.
Yeah.
So no one was building homes in 2006
Yeah.
when I had this awesome certificate. I'm like, here's my certificate. I'm an architect. All the architecture firms were closing their doors. They were shutting down. There wasn't any opportunity for me. So what do? I go work at a bank.
So you became a teller.
No, I didn't become a teller. I applied for a teller position beginning.
Yeah.
And I really just wasn't into the job. I was more like a seller, a communicator. Let's do this, let's do that. So I was blessed enough to get the opportunity to work as a personal banker.
Okay.
For a very well-known financial company here in their world company. So I started out there. I know a lot of people probably right now were probably some of my former clients at the bank, and I was very happy doing what I do. I communicate with the people, help you get your loan, help you get your mortgage. You know, help people move, get their stuff where they want to get it. What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? Do you have debt? Do you have student loan debt? Do you want to buy a house? You know, whatever that is. So I was the guy. I was like, and I used to have referrals. Oh my God, you just need that one Latino couple that's, you know, a husband and wife. Oh, I'm gonna tell my friend and my family about you. And then they come the next week and they got the whole lobby filled with people. So, you know, shout out to all my former banking clients, everybody.
So how long did you do that for?
Oh my God, close to 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah, close to 8 years.
Okay.
I've worked in banks all the way from Stamford, Norwalk, Darien, you know, different branches.
So you moved around.
Bridgeport.
You moved around because you were like getting different promotions and stuff, or?
Yeah, I was a really good seller. So I was able to go where the market was.
Yeah.
So what happens is banks work with deposits. So you're really gonna have to be in an area. If you want to make good commission, you're going to have to be in Westport, Darien, Greenwich, where people are making a large deposit. The bankers can sit down and make thousands and thousands of dollars just by you making a deposit to one of the accounts that they just opened.
Yeah.
So it's a very lucrative business if you're in the right area.
Yeah. Okay. So we do that for 8 years.
Yeah.
And what happens?
And as you see, there's no more banks around.
Yeah.
Banks, hundreds and hundreds of banks have closed their doors.
Yeah.
What used to be 40, 50, 60 branches are now maybe 4 or 5 branches.
Yeah.
So, you know, companies downsize, you know, everything's going electronic now.
Yeah.
Everyone's using the apps on their phones, and we're doing the online banking. And so who needs to go in to see a teller and a banker? I can go online and I can open a checking account. I can open a credit card.
Yeah.
You can apply for a loan. You can even apply for a mortgage online now. So a lot of the traditional storefronts are no longer existing, and there's less and less traditional bank storefronts.
Okay. So that kind of pushed you out a little bit, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it eliminated hundreds of jobs. Technology has eliminated thousands of jobs.
Yeah.
Technology.
So what do you say? You say, okay, well, what's next for Hector?
So what's next for Hector? So during my time there, I started taking my training. I was actually, believe it or not, I was almost 340 plus pounds at one point in my life.
Okay. Well, a lot of sitting around.
I was in the bank. I was eating the donuts, and I was going to the fancy dinners and all that good stuff. So you know that packs on the pounds. But yeah, I was overweight, and I said, what am I gonna do? I need to make a decision. I need to change my life. How can I change my life for the better? So you remember when Fitness 4000?
Yeah.
I'm an old Fitness 4000 member, so I said, the bank, they said, okay, we have an incentive program. We're gonna pay for your gym membership.
There we go.
But you have to go. You have to go. So, okay, I signed up for the program and I started going. And at first, the gym wasn't interesting to me. I was just like, oh, man, it's just, I don't want to sweat. I just want to like watch TV or something. But no, I walked into my first Zumba class and I was like, I had to just stand there for about a couple minutes and just absorb all the energy, the positive energy that I was receiving, just like standing in the back of the class. And I said, wow, that was something that left a huge impression on me. Was the energy. Everyone was smiling, everybody's dancing. There's not like a worry in the world. And I said, wow, I could do this. But I didn't know what I was doing. So I looked like a fool. I was doing, you remember that song, Ricky Martin, Living La Vida Loca?
Yeah, of course.
Right? So that was the first song I ever danced Zumba to. It was Living La Vida Loca. And I didn't know what I was doing. I almost knocked the lady out next to me because I got these long arms. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm bumping into everybody. Because, it was a small studio. And whatever, so the instructor, Lori Gutman, how you doing? I remember you. She's my friend on Facebook, so she's watching. Lori, I love you so much. She was my first Zumba instructor, and she said, Hector, come up here to the front, to the mirror where she was teaching. And I'm like, no, I'm too nervous. I'm scared. No, I can't do this. And so I go up there, I do my thing, and she's teaching me, she's breaking my ice. She's like, okay, you could do this. So, all right, I did my little thing, and that's what did it for me. That's when I fell in love. It was that one moment that I just felt like welcomed. I felt not judged. I felt loved. It was like, this is cool. I could be free. I could dance the way I want to dance. And I was in my zone, and I'm in my element. So I said, no, this is it. This is it for me. And so I kept on going, and I did spinning. I'm an avid spinner. I love to spin. Zumba, I do boot camp. I do it all. But Zumba, I've always been like, I've always watched my mom and dad dancing in the kitchen, on Saturday and Sunday morning breakfast or whatever. So we always had music in the house. We always had Latin music. Wake up in the morning and she starts with the mapo, cleaning the house, whatever, and the loud, the Olga Tañón and La India, Marc Anthony. So.
So the music was kind of already in you.
It was in me. It was in me, and I grew up watching the novelas, know.
Of course.
These dramatic novelas, you already know.
So that's how the whole Zumba thing, I guess, kind of started.
So it was, I always had the passion. I always wanted to be a dancer, but I really never put time and effort. It's true. Whatever you put time and effort into is what's going to succeed. So I said, let me put time and effort into this Zumba. So I started going to all the Zumba classes. I was going like 3 times, 4 times a week, whatever. I would go to the events. I was all over, right? And it was great. So then I decided, I'm like, well, what are you going to do, for yourself? Like, how could you use this and start teaching? And so I said, let me start. Let me try, right? So my first couple of classes, I want to give a big shout out to Liceo Cubano because they allowed me to use their space.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I did maybe like 4 to 6 weeks of classes, and they were great. We got great participation. The people just kept showing up every week. They would keep showing up, and it got to a point where it was like, wow. Okay, I have to find an actual place. I can't keep borrowing these people's place. So then I had the awesome opportunity at Amishi May in downtown Bridgeport. I rented that space for maybe close to 4 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Cassandra and Massimo. So yeah, if it wasn't for them and their they were so hospitable, and they just said, whatever you want, Hector, you come on and you do what you need to do, and we support you, and it was great. We had a great 3 years. We built a family. I have hundreds and hundreds of people on my Facebook fan page
from there.
And it's we still keep in touch to this day. I'm always texting, and we have message, hey, how you doing? And it feels great. I feel the love.
Of course. So so now you're going to these Zumba classes. You're learning Zumba.
Yep.
Are you still working at the bank?
So I was working at the bank, let's say like 2 years, right?
Yeah.
The bank shuts down, whatever. So I'm actually not working for close to 2 years. I took a 2-year time.
And you're like doing Zumba.
A 2-year break.
Yeah.
And I was just only doing Zumba. I was doing Zumba at the Fitness Edge, which I know I worked there.
Yeah.
I was at Stratford and Bridgeport. I was doing my classes in downtown Bridgeport.
Yeah.
So I was just doing me. Sometimes I would do 2 or 3 classes in a day.
Yeah.
And that was okay. I was like this thin. I was like a 190 something, and they said, Hector, you okay? You said, you all right? You're looking a little too. So, these Latinas, let me tell you, I love my Latinas, but either you're too skinny or you too tan gordito. Nunca tan complacida. They never happy.
Never.
But I love them. We love them anyways.
So you did that for about 2 years. You're doing Zumba.
Yup, and then so I was doing it, and then I had the great opportunity to, start working in the healthcare business.
Yeah, well, I mean, how did that happen? You just fell into it?
Well, no, it's kind of that. I don't want to be so, but it's who you know. It's who you know and who you've met throughout. It's throughout your your lifetime. You meet people and you leave an impact, and but you can't just leave an impact. You have to go and you have to prove yourself.
Yes.
You can't just, I'm so-and-so and I have a smiling face. It's not, I have a smiling face. It's, can you do the job at the end of the day?
Of course.
So,
before we get into the story, I just want to talk to Gina real quick. And do we have any questions or any comments on Facebook?
Luz, Gali, and Rosa are having a conversation right now.
Oh, with each other? All right. Okay, ladies. You can have a conversation on my show, on my time.
Lori Rosa said, you are electric. I love you.
Oh, that's my aunt. Hi, Titi. I love you.
Nadia Rosa.
My mom.
She said, you're the best, my son. A whole bunch of emojis. And everybody just sending emojis, pride emojis, heart emojis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for everybody who's tuned in. Everybody who's tuned in on Facebook right now, live. Friends of Hector, friends of mine, friends of Gina, friends of the show. Thank you. Please keep sharing and supporting the show. This is definitely it's a great thing we're doing here, and it's a great show today with Hector. So yeah, and thanks for having conversations on my time. Oh man. So what I'm assuming from what you're saying is that with your doing Zumba, you met people.
And not only through Zumba. I've had the ability to make some really great relationships. Through my former jobs. I've worked in management, retail management. Yeah. I was 16 years old and I had 3 jobs.
Okay.
It's not easy growing up in Connecticut.
Yes.
The richest state in all of USA. Taxes are high, everything's high. It's high to live. So I started working 2 jobs. Right, I was a sophomore in high school. I had 2 jobs. I worked at a hotel, Red Roof Inn. Shout out to Red Roof Inn. All the scandals and all the cheats. I know you all. No, I'm kidding. But that was really fun times.
Yeah.
I worked there. I would get out of high school. I would do a 3 to 11 shift. 3-4 nights, sometimes a week. And then I worked at Old Navy on the weekends, folding clothes. And shout out to all of my Old Navy people, everybody.
In Trumbull?
In Fairfield, when they were 2 floors. Remember when they were 2 stories?
Yeah.
I used to run that store myself. I was like King Hector, So it's good. And I've always proven myself.
Yeah.
I was opening and closing the store at like 17, 18 years old. I was doing the cash room, closing down the registers. So I've always taken initiative.
Yes.
I've never just okay, Hector, do this job. No, I have not done this job. I've done this job, and this job.
Yes.
Because I've not only done for me, but I've done for others. And I've done for my coworkers. Let's work as a team. You need help? Okay, let me do my clothes and I'm going to go fold yours over there. I'm going to do your table.
Yes.
So it's just about working together. And that's something that I like to see happen more.
Yes, yes. So always leaving a good impression is something that's important to you.
Yes.
Regardless of whatever the job is, always go above and beyond.
Absolutely.
Because you just never know. And I feel the same way. I mean, not only that, but I always say in my posts on Facebook, I always say smile, say hi, say good morning. I mean, you might change somebody's day, but you might
be surprised.
But you may also meet somebody, just by saying hello, hey, what's going on? I mean, I surprise myself sometimes because I'll see somebody and I'll say, hey, what's going on? Or somebody will come up to me and be like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, what's up? And I'll be like, oh yeah, remember I met you here, whatever. I had a great experience with you. And I'm like, oh man, I didn't remember, but they do,
Yep.
And then you just never know. I've walked into job interviews where some of the people behind there that are interviewing people who I know and I didn't even know, and I walk in, I'm like, oh crap.
You're like, I got this in the bag.
No, I mean, yeah, And I left the job interview. The person called me, hey man, I didn't know you were coming to interview here. And I'm like, yeah, well, whatever. But because I had a good interaction with this person in school, Gina, you get a chance.
Okay.
But because I had a good, this person, she was a classmate of mine in school, and we were good friends or whatever. And whatever, years later, I went to a job interview, and this person was one of the ones I was hiring. And because we were cool in school and everything, and whatever, I mean, we weren't even friends. We just had a good relationship in class.
You never know who you're gonna run into in the future.
Again.
So if you burn this bridge right now, and 10 years from now, I'm in a different situation, and I need you to hire me for X, Y, and Z, but you're gonna know that I burned you.
Yes.
So I am a fond believer in never burning the bridges.
Yes.
Stay cordial.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different opinion, of course, but finding a middle ground, finding somewhere where we can both make it work.
Yeah. No, and you just never know. You never know who you're gonna see, where you're gonna see it, in what situation you're gonna see them. You never know if you'll be able to help somebody else out too. I mean, it's not just about you getting help, but you might be able to help somebody else out in a different situation. And at the same time, I've had it where I've had people come up to me. I used to work for a court system. I've had people come up to me, and this is and come up to me and say, "Hey, what's going on, bro?" And I'm like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, man, I got this ticket. You think?" And I'm thinking like, "Bro, you remember in high school? You were kind of a jerk." I didn't say it out loud. But I was like, "You were kind of a jerk."
I remember.
Yeah. So what I said was, "I'm sorry, man. I really can't do that for you." No, damn well, I could do something for you. I really can't, man.
Also, now I know who to call.
Not anymore.
I'm joking.
I'm gonna get in trouble, he says. No, but so I mean, you just never know, and I don't mean to be like mean spirited or anything, but it's just like, bro.
No, it's you know what? It's being honest and it's being wise with your time. You know.
No,
you're gonna do what you can for who you can.
Exactly.
If the time allows.
Yeah, no, and it's. I mean, for me, it's important. Some people don't feel that way. Some people feel like it's all about them, which is, I think, is a problem that we have.
Entitlement. It's huge.
Entitlement is huge. In Latinos,
as a community,
and Latinos, Americans, I think we just have this thing where it's us first.
It's us first. It's entitlement. It's why are they not paying me $20 or $30, whatever it is that I'm not gonna do that because they're not paying me
to do that.
No, well, you know what? Then you're gonna still get your minimum wage. You're still gonna get your $10 an hour if that's their attitude.
Of course. Listen, and I mean, I these are things that I've thought about too. And when I hear people say things like let's see, well, if they want me to work more, they're gonna have to pay me more. Nah, bro. What about you work more and then they'll see that and they'll say, yo, maybe we should pay him more.
Boom.
Like maybe.
And that's when the magic happens. That's when you see the dollar signs. That's when it's all good.
Yes. Yeah. No. Definitely. I think that we should definitely look at it from that point of view. But too often we don't. And again, it goes back to home. It goes back to the roots. To the foundation of everything. Everything starts at home. I believe. Of course, we have to keep it up as we leave the home. But at home is where everything starts. And those are just things that we have to keep in mind. Keep in mind that we're very blessed to get a lot of things that we get, you know.
Yeah.
But I think for me, for me, what opened my eyes was traveling, as you said earlier, traveling, seeing how things are in other places, and understanding how good things are here, and that's what really opened my eyes. And I think that's what we lack. That's what, not us, you and I, but that's what a lot of people lack.
Culture
is that they don't know anything else. So for them, they do.
This is all you know. You know. But then you go to Dominican Republic, and you take we're Americans, so we can go and take a really nice vacation once a year or twice a year possibly, and take those nice excursions, right? But when you go on these nice excursions, you see these poor little kids, and they're living in a little shack, a little tin hut, a little shed. And I'm going to share a personal story that it always breaks my heart when I talk about it. My mom, she's always very generous with these kids, and we would go out to the town and we would go to the little shop and buy their local stuff.
Of course.
So the kids wait at the corner where the fence is at the hotels, because there's a guard outside the hotel with a gun.
Yeah.
So the little kids, mommy, mira, yo te quiero vete. So they take us to the little shops. And they say, no, come with me. And then there's the brother comes along, so now there's two of them.
Of course.
And they brought us to maybe the supermarket, a little place or whatever. We got a couple products. And at the end, we're stopping at the ice cream shop. My mom says, hey, kids, grab whatever ice cream you want. And I'm getting emotional. Let me stop. And this is what breaks my heart.
Yeah.
My mom said, ¿Qué tú quieres? Coge lo que tú quieres de la tienda. Like, take whatever you want from the store. And he said, yo lo que quiero es pasta de dientes y unos cepillos para mí y mis hermanos. So just the fact that these kids didn't have toothbrush and paste to for their personal hygiene, that is what broke my heart. It's like little things that we take for granted here. For us to just be able to wash our teeth and do shampoo on our hair and have body wash and have perfume, those are luxuries.
Yes. No. And again, it's tough because we don't see it.
We take this for granted.
So they don't really know. And I think that at home, again, everything comes from home, so we need to be talking about those things at home.
Absolutely.
And showing them those things so they can see what's going on. You don't necessarily have to travel.
No.
You can sit at home and talk about these things, and these kids will understand.
Yeah.
But if we don't talk about it, they don't know. And then once they get to a certain age, then they don't want to hear it. So then I feel like at that point it might be a little too late. So I don't know. It's a tough conversation.
That's a tough one.
You have all day.
There's a lot of factors in there, so we have to really process that. Yeah.
And it's tough. It's just tough, and obviously everybody has their own opinion.
Absolutely.
And it's hard for people to have an opinion and be able to hear yours and understand yours as well.
Absolutely.
So it really is tough. But going back to you, so somehow, some way, somebody who you knew or people who you knew pushed you or pulled you towards the medical field?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I was offered to interview for a position, and there were other candidates, and they could have chosen anyone.
Yeah.
But there was a really special program, and one of my favorites actually. It was to be a counselor for tobacco cessation, to help people who use a lot of cigarettes, who smoke a lot, to help them either quit or just lessen what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that program just like shot through the roof. I created a model at my agency that was able to help other agencies. So my work really I've even gotten an award from the state of Connecticut for my work.
Nice.
I've helped over 500, and it was a 2-year grant, 2-year program. I helped over 500 people either quit or smoke 4 or less cigarettes a day.
Wow.
So that's huge.
Yes.
That's huge. Cigarettes is not something that's easy. It's highly addictive.
Yes.
But I think with the right mindset and with the right tools in place, it is something that's called the Connecticut Quit Line.
Definitely. Just real quick, is he good there or should he come closer?
Just a little bit closer.
Yeah. All right. Good there. No? Let us know.
He's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that was a 2-year grant.
So So that was a 2-year grant. Most of my work in the healthcare industry has been grant funded. You know, it comes from so I've been able to work on many different projects, all gaining very valuable experience.
Yes.
The program after that, I was screening for brief intervention for drug users. So I was allowing people that maybe weren't identifying that they had a drug problem or do have a drug problem, whatever the case was. I was able to get you into the right hands if you needed rehabilitation, if you needed assistance with getting into rehab or getting into mental health care, whatever the case is. So that was also a very rewarding program. So everything I've done, you know, I've already done 2 more programs after that. So everything I've done has really helped mold me, and but my personality, my communication skills, you know, you have to want to help the person. You know, you can't just show up to the job, okay, this is my job today, I don't know who's gonna want my help today, I don't know.
Yeah, and you get a lot of that.
You know, or you could say, okay, Mr. Eddie, how can I help you today? I want to help you all around, and I want to make sure that you have everything you need from A to Z. So I'm all about the people. You know, so
I mean, I'm sure you go to work and you do have some of those people that may work with you, or you may see that have that other attitude. What do you want? You know, and I'm not. Listen, I'm not here. I don't want to mention any names or anything.
No.
But my question to you
I'm
is,
sure in our lifetimes we've all had someone, you know, some coworkers or someone who, you know, has had that.
But how does Hector deal with it?
Well, you know what? I'm a leader. I'm a leader, and I motivate. So it's either like you're gonna be happy with me and you're gonna go with the flow, or you're gonna fail over there. So you're either gonna come with the winning team, or you're gonna stay over there. What do you want to do? So you know, I'm good at turning a frown into a smile. You know, I'm really good at it. So I can say that I got the finesse. So
now you're working in these different programs, you know, year after year. Do you end up going to school now? And
so during my time working here, my company sponsored me to do health coaching and do the medical assist. So they've actually paid for me to go to school.
Which is definitely
So thanks, big shout out. You know, I'm not mentioning the company name, but big shout out.
Of course.
Because I do, you know, your company's helping you. They say, hey, we're gonna pay for you to go and do this and do that, and
it's gonna help develop you, you know,
Let me tell you, I have learned so much. So I'm very, very thankful for all the opportunities that I've come across. Yeah.
And how long have you been in the health field?
I'm going on 6 years. Yeah, time flies.
6 years strong.
Yeah, 5.5 right now. So.
And what keeps you there?
I love helping people. Like I said, I'm for the people. So, you know, everyone. I feel that everyone at some time or one point in their life is gonna run into someone else that needs help. It happens. We're human. You're gonna have a friend or a sister. Oh, I need help with this. Or you're gonna have a family member. Oh, I need help with this. Right? Well, in our lifetime, and due to this economy that's ever increasing and rent is so high, we will be seeing an increase in homelessness in the next 5 to 10 years. So, for example, and this is part of my job, people need to know what the 211 hotline is, right? If someone comes to you right now and says, Eddie, oh my God, listen, I'm homeless, my landlord just put everything out on the street, and I don't have anywhere to live. What am I gonna do? What would you tell them? You're like, I have no idea. Like, go sit on a bridge or something. I don't know what to tell you, right? So this is just. Like,
I don't know that.
No, I put you on the spot. I'm kidding.
Bridge. I was talking about.
You see? I put you on the spot. So
no.
So what happens is, right? There's like little bits and pieces of information that's public knowledge and people don't even know. So you could have that one encounter in your life, and you're like, oh, I know what to tell that person. And then you're maybe a month later, you're sitting, you're like, oh my God, if I knew this information now,
Yes.
I would have told that person, and that person could have been helped.
Okay.
So, you know, if there is something going on, the 211 has a lot of resources. They help if you need shelter assistance, if you need emergency housing. You know, there's a housing crisis in Connecticut right now, and the truth is that there's waiting lists that are 2 to 5 years long for housing. But it just keeps getting worse. You know, there's less and less, and rent goes up. Within the last 10 years, you were able to obtain a 1-bedroom apartment 10 years ago for about $800 a month rent. Now, that same 1-bedroom apartment is about $1,150 or $1,050 a month. So rents have gone up, but salaries haven't gone up.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of stayed the same. So Connecticut is pricing its people out. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So what exactly do you do right now?
So right now I am in healthcare.
Okay.
But I can't really get into specifics.
But
I work with the mentally challenged. I work with you know, the population, and I help people get services. I help people get things that they need.
Now, are you reaching out to people, or people are kind of reaching out to you?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both. If you're undocumented, I help the undocumented people get care. I help them get, you know, lab works. I know right now if you go to any doctor, lab work can be over $1,000. So I help everyone.
So you're like a safe place for some of these people, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
For lots of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, because if we're talking about undocumented people, then you have to be a safe place.
And Bridgeport, as a city, Bridgeport is considered a safe haven for the undocumented people.
Yes.
So you know, anyone who feels unsafe, Bridgeport is a safe haven, and it's protected.
Yeah. But I think
in some ways.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what's all this ICE and all these kids, and I was crying all night long with this.
I know.
So I don't even want to get into
Well, we're not going to get into any of that, but what I'm saying is, even with Bridgeport being whatever it may be, I think that anybody who's in a predicament to where you're undocumented, I think you still have that guard up, regardless. No matter what anybody tells you, you're still gonna be like, well, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Well, no, Hector's cool. I don't know about Hector.
I don't know if I could trust him.
Exactly.
But no, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, so that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So 6 years now.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're not going anywhere.
No, I'm gonna be definitely in this field for a long
No, definitely.
time. I think I found what makes me happy, and I like to help people. Like
no, and people like you.
That's what makes me
my
happy.
mom loves you.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
She loves him.
Yeah, she does. She does.
So, hi, mommy.
So that's good. I remember one day you sent me a snap. You sent me a snap or something.
Yep.
And you're like something, your mom, something, and it was like a picture of my mom or something.
Yep.
I was like, how do you know my
I'm
mom?
like, I love her. She's like the
Yeah,
best.
that's what it
So
was,
it's just it was just instant. Yeah.
I was. How did you know that was my mom?
Because I saw it on your snap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no, but you sent me a snap. It wasn't a snap. It wasn't my snap.
No, I saw it on a snap of yours previously. It was like Mother's Day or something.
Okay.
In that vision, I said, I know her. So that vision stuck in my head.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because when I got that, I was kind of like, oh. Like, in a way, I was like, okay. In a way, I was like, I don't know.
No, you never know.
He's a mom stalker.
You never know who knows who.
Exactly.
It is a small world.
Exactly.
It is a small town.
No, and that's what we talked about.
Everybody
And that's what we talked about. Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody knows somebody that you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, and that's the way it is. And everybody knows Hector, I guess.
Everybody knows
No,
Hector.
that's definitely a good thing. Any comments, any questions on Facebook?
Yeah.
Let's see.
What's going on, people?
What's going on, Facebook?
Lord Rosa says, ask him about white sheets and towels and who he gets it from.
White sheets and towels. I don't know.
So I'm a little OCD, like when it comes to
you?
my living, like my home and everything. Like I have like a white carpet or a white area rug in my living room, and I have white bed sheets, and I'm very like particular when it comes to certain things. And she, my Aunt Lori, she's the same exact way. So she actually mails me these my white sheets, my special king size sheets, and she's like, "Here, I know how you are," and so she always takes care of.
Now let me say, and I don't want to get too much into your personal life, but do you live by yourself?
I live with my boyfriend.
Okay.
Yes.
No, we don't have to go any further.
No, that's fine. Hi, Michael. I want to give a shout out to Michael. Hola, Michael.
I saw him a little while
¿Cómo
ago.
estamos?
We were hanging out.
Yep.
Me and your boyfriend were hanging out at the pool.
Oh.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah. Oh, really? I'm a little jealous now, people.
He was in the water, wet, and I was dry outside of the water.
Talking about how it's a small world today. They ran into each other at a company picnic.
Holiday Hill,
Yeah, so that was cool. That was nice.
But my question is more of so you live with somebody and you say you're OCD and you're real particular about your things.
Yeah.
Is it hard for you to live with somebody being that way? Because obviously now.
No, actually, he's awesome. He's clean just like me.
Okay.
So I got the mop over
Yeah,
here.
but
He got the.
But are you nervous though beforehand?
Always.
Let's say you just met this guy. You know, he's pretty hot. I'm cool. We dated a couple times.
Yeah.
You know, everything. We hit it off. I really hope he's clean at home. Like I really hope he's like, because otherwise he's gonna mess everything up, right?
Yeah.
Is it a deal breaker?
Absolutely. If
He's
I
great.
can't have no subs.
Listen, he's great. He takes you on dates.
Yeah.
His family is great. He's good looking. You guys look good at pictures. Forget it. Everything's great. But he's just a little sucio, a little, you know.
I don't know. Cleanliness overall. I believe.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, no, you don't want to clean up after someone, right?
No.
So you found someone who can kind of. So that's definitely good. It's tough. It's tough because I mean it is. I mean sometimes you date somebody for months, sometimes for years.
Yeah.
And you don't ever live. I mean you spend a night here and there, but you don't know what you get yourself into.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you guys live together. Oh my God, like I love you to death.
But
you might have to move back out.
But you gotta.
You gotta try to.
Well, you know, we're fortunate enough to have 2 separate closets. I think that is what the magic is here.
Okay.
You need to have your own closet. If you could do that, then you could keep everything
Well,
nice and neat.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to sound super ignorant or whatever you want to call me, but here's my thing with that. A man and a woman, okay, separate closets. A man and a man.
Yeah, you're a size large and I'm a size medium. So we'll keep those 2 apart.
Yeah, but we can just like, little gancho, we can just separate the ganchos, and you can have this side and I have that side. No?
Yeah, but I don't want to get confused and wear one of your shirts and then be like, oh my God, this is your shirt. This is not my shirt.
Yeah.
No, I want to wear what's mine.
So everything, closet is totally separate.
Yeah, for the most part. You know, maybe a few drawers have a couple common shirts and stuff.
Yeah. So that's the trick.
I would say just having 2 comfortable closets that you can make it work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Major key alert.
Major key alert. That's Hector's major key alert. Separate closets outside. If you don't anything for this podcast, separate closets.
Separate
Major
closets.
key.
That's it. Any more questions on Facebook?
Let's see. Your aunt loves you from Lori. Miguel Perez says.
Oh, Pito.
Yeah, networking is definitely the tried and true way to find yourself in new environments within the workforce.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. I agree. You know, I go to mixers all the time. You know, there's lots. There's a lot of things going on in the city. There's a lot of things going on right now that you know. So yeah, I agree. Networking is huge.
Definitely. Anything else, Gina?
From grandma, but I can't read it.
You can't read it. Let's see what Mami wrote. Hector, muy feliz de verte ahí con mi hijo. Saludos y bendiciones.
Even gracias, mama, gracias.
All right. So 6 years, you're not going anywhere. You love the people love you.
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Before we went on air, we talked a little bit about your singing.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of that's kind of like your. Is that? Well, I mean, I think everybody knows about it, right? So it's not like it's hidden.
Well, you know, there's a time and place for everything.
Yes.
So like my singing, I'll do it on the weekends or at night. You know, I'm known to show up at a local karaoke place and rock the house down. You know, shout out to Captain's Cove, everybody. Yeah, but
how long have you been singing?
I've been singing since I was a little boy. Since I was La India. Let me tell you, she was the one. I remember sitting.
Oh man, if that was the one, that means you probably having problems with You probably still have some love issues because
No.
her music is like, yo.
It's like kill
Get
the
out of my
man.
face.
He's the baddest man in the
Yes,
world.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
no. It was funny because that was what was in. It was Mark Anthony.
Yes.
When I was a young boy, La India, Mark Anthony,
Yeah.
Gilberto Santa Rosa.
Oh my God, yes.
You know, all those beautiful. I grew up in a Puerto Rican household, so
Of course.
Spanish is the first language,
Yes.
and that's what it was. So all that. The
So
records, Gloria Estefan.
So you were singing La India.
Yes.
But when did you start singing? Not singing like you're singing, but like singing. Like, you know what I mean?
I want to tell you, I was about maybe like 7, 8 years old.
Really?
And we were at a family picnic at Kwasi.
Okay.
Kwasi, the family picnic. And we went to Kwasi and they had a karaoke. And,
Of course.
And I was like, Mom, you think I should try? I'm, you know, little boy, I'm nervous. I don't know, you think I should try? So she goes, okay, go try it. And I blew that whole place down. And everybody was like, oh my God, who is this little boy? What is this? So I just drew this audience, and that's what I like to do. I'll go to a random karaoke that I've never been, and then everybody could be out on the patio, and there's 2 or 3 people inside or whatever. Yeah. And I could start hitting maybe 2 or 3 of the first notes, and everybody starts to just come in and just like, holy moly, like what, you know, I have a very high pitched voice. Yes. So when people listen to me on the microphone, they think it's a woman.
Listen.
It's true. This is
no,
true.
Listen. It's true because that's what I thought too. That Carmen Nieves said to us a few years ago when I was involved with the Puerto Rican Parade. She goes, we're gonna have Hector Rosa. He's gonna come. He's gonna sing the national anthem at the Coquito contest, and he's so cubano.
Yep.
So I went, and I'm sitting down, and all of a sudden, okay, Hector's here to sing, whatever, but I didn't hear them introduce Hector, I just, whatever, so my back is facing you, and I'm sitting down talking, whatever, with Chichato, and somebody starts singing, and I'm thinking it's a woman. I turn around, you have the mic in your hand, and I'm like, oh, like, who was singing? For real, I'm like, wait, but who was? And then you went on the mic again, and I was like, oh. It just threw me off big time.
I do that. It was just this summer. We were, not this summer, in February when I went to Puerto Rico, I went to Ponce to La Guancha. Yeah. And they had a karaoke there, so I said, well, let me try it. Let me try it, right? And La Guancha. Shout out to La Guancha. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico se levanta. All of my people from over there. I'm praying for you. I am praying for the best. Y Puerto Rico se levanta.
All right.
Okay.
No,
what were we talking about?
Ponce.
Okay.
Karaoke.
So the karaoke and the owner of the Kyoko, whatever, the restaurant. So I'm singing and she's like, "It's a man! It's a man!" And I was and I'm looking, I'm singing. She's like, "I can't believe this! I can't believe this! This is can you see it?" And she was showing people like, "Can you see?" And
you're still singing.
And I'm going. So I'm just laughing like, it's like But I was born with this super high pitch voice. I could do Patti LaBelle. I could do Whitney Houston. I could do Luther Vandross.
But it comes out more when you sing, because when you talk, you're fine.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I've learned to tone it, but when I was younger, my voice was super high pitchy all the time. So I've always had like a really high pitchy type of voice.
Almost annoying.
It could have been.
Yeah,
it could have been.
As a kid.
As a kid, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Ay, nene, cállate ya.
Yo quiero ver la novela. Cállate ya, cálmate. ¿Qué tú quieres? ¿Un bizcochito? Vete a tu país a tener bizcochito. Cálmate. Oh man. So you're pretty much the king of karaoke is what you're telling us.
So yes. So I love to sing, and you know, it is one of my passions, and it is something that I am pursuing, and I am in the process of pursuing. You know, I'm auditioning. I'm doing a couple of things coming up this year. So,
have you had any projects actually come out? Is there anything recorded?
Well, I have a few things that I've recorded over the years,
okay.
And you know, for myself personally, like I don't put it out there
Yeah.
because I like it. It's my own art, but that's something I have to get away from because although I'm this great public figure and I'm always in the community, I have my shy moments too. I get shy and there's things that maybe I don't want to, I don't want to put that song because maybe I don't want them to feel my emotion or I don't want them to feel this. But, at the end of the day, I definitely have to break that ice and give more because that's what's going to allow me to break into this music industry.
Yeah.
So I have to give more of my heart.
So is he too far back or no?
It's good.
Okay. Good. Okay. So is that the plan? Is to
So music is that's where my passion is, and I cannot. I'm not a person to sit here and count my accolades and brag. That's not me. But
I mean, you just got a whole bunch of bells.
I've had people come to me and crying. I've had a husband and wife that they were, whatever, it was their anniversary, whatever the case is, and the husband and wife have come up to me and crying, like giving me a hug, like, you don't know what you just did to us, like you need to be somewhere, like you need. So I have this way about touching people with my voice.
Have you? What have you done though?
What do you mean?
Audition wise.
Oh, I've auditioned for The Voice. I've auditioned
really?
for X Factor. I've auditioned for America's Got Talent.
So are you traveling, or are you waiting for it to come here? Or?
No, they come to New York. They come to Pennsylvania. They come to Massachusetts.
And you're driving
so
over
it
there?
depends on what locations they post.
Yeah.
So I've already done all of that. But they're looking for something that they can mold, right?
Yeah.
So if you go to X Factor, you go to The Voice. They want to say, okay, well, this guy is okay, but we're gonna make him great. Right? I'm great. Christina Aguilera, she could make me great, right? If I go to The Voice and she picks me and I pick her, whatever, or whatever happens. But I feel that I just have this gift, and I feel that it is going to go places.
That's it.
That's it. I'm just that confident. Like, I'm not even going to say, like, I hope and I wish.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we put all that energy, like, what if, or I wish, and then like nothing ever happened. So.
But why do you want to go places where you're singing?
That's my passion.
And that's fine.
My passion.
And that's fine. But what about it? Because you can have a passion and just keep it to yourself and just do it for yourself at home, for your family, or you have a passion that you want to take out there. What do you want to take it out there? Do you want the life? Do you want the glamour?
No.
Do you think that your voice can change lives? Like, what is it about it?
That's okay. If I could tell you who I can most relate to, it would be Whitney Houston.
Okay.
She had the most beautiful voice. She could make anybody cry. She could make anybody happy. She could just turn the whole room around, right? I want to give that same love. I grew up with Whitney Houston. She's my sister. That's my girl. I want to be that love. I want to sing and share that love and make people feel okay.
Yes.
If it's not for music, I don't know where I would be today. Because every day I need to wake up in the morning and put on some serious music. If not, I'm not going to have a good day.
I hear you.
So music is the soundtrack to my life.
Yes.
Yes, and
definitely.
so music is important. And if you express yourself in a positive way, in a loving way, and you get that message across, I can change many lives. I can change millions of lives.
So have you done anything locally, or are you just doing?
I'm not singing locally. No, I'm just auditioning right now. So I'm continuing to do The Voice and all these other auditions that are coming up. I'm even going to be going in the fall to Broadway and audition to a couple places.
Nice. And how's the support?
Unbelievable,
Family, friends.
Family. I gotta give it out to my dad because.
Your dad.
My dad.
Okay.
My dad. My poppy. He's always by my side.
Did he sing?
He doesn't sing, but he's a band, so he's always been in the band.
Yeah.
He's a musician.
Okay.
So I picked up the rhythm from that. Yeah.
Did your mom sing?
She does, but I have a better pitch. Sorry, Mom. Yeah, but I do get the inspiration from Mama too.
But the support is definitely there, from family, from Michael, everybody.
My mother, my father, my sisters, my whole family. My aunt, Titi Albi, if you're watching. My aunt's in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
My family is just overly wonderful. but you get what you put in. So
Yes.
you know you have to give. You have to be a family member. You have to be a team player. You have to, you know, and that's the way it works. Family takes care of each other. That's how it is. We always have and always will.
Now, before you go anywhere, any questions or comments on Facebook? How we looking on Facebook?
Everybody wants you to sing.
Of course.
Really?
Of
Yes.
course. I thought that was gonna happen.
Everybody wants you to sing. Your Aunt Lori said he paints too. Somebody's asking him about his painting.
Oh man.
See, I don't even have to give my own accolades. They keep coming out. So I am a painter.
Okay.
As I'm an artist, you know, so
Yeah.
I love acrylics. I work with a lot of acrylics.
Oh wow. Okay.
I've done some pieces that are as big as a 12 by 12 wall.
Oh wow.
You know, so that's, you know, one of my other passions.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at Hector, man. That's good, man. I've learned a lot about you so far in just like about an hour or whatever, however long we've been here. So that's definitely that's great. That's great that you I mean, we see what we see, but there's a lot that we don't see, and that's good. And I think it's important for you to do different things and dabble in different things. As a lot of people know who watch the show, you know, I quit my job last May, and for a little bit over a year now, I've just been doing different things. You know, just diving here, tried it for a little while. I tried banking for a little while, it didn't work out. Like, you know, you just have to try different things.
Yeah, and that's what it takes. I said if it wasn't for that opportunity,
Of course.
that the banks closed down and I was able to, you know, start something new or have a
Exactly.
new approach or have a new look at life, maybe I wouldn't be standing here today. Maybe I wouldn't be having this conversation.
How would you know? I mean, it's like I told her. I mean, how could you ever say that you have a favorite food
Right.
if you don't try different foods?
Absolutely.
Like, you have to try different, and then you can say, you know what? I tried all those different dishes. That's the one right there. Oh, what about this? Let me try it. Nah, this is still the one. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta try different things, and that's kind of what I've been doing. And it sounds like that's what you've been doing. You're just good at a lot of different things, which is good. It's definitely a good thing. So that's great. What's next for you? Like, what's coming up?
Wow.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna go broad. You're gonna
So
go
I'm in the
Broadway.
process of auditioning. I am expanding my knowledge. I'm going back to school.
Okay.
So that's, you know, not education is never gonna stop. That's
Yeah.
always gonna be like an ongoing thing. So, yeah, and and I'm an advocate for first-time home buyers. So I am just to go back a little bit. You know, I have a lot of people that know me. You know, back in the community or whatever. The City Neighborhood Trust in Bridgeport has a first-time home buyers program. They will give you the classes. They will give you credit seminars. They will assist someone that's interested in inquiring about being a home buyer or getting their first place. So, you know, right now is the time where it's actually cheaper to own than it is to rent.
Yes.
So, you know, if you guys are definitely considering something like that, check it out. Just free service. There's a couple classes. Maybe it's like an 8-hour course or something. They check your credit. They do all of that and get you ready for your home ownership.
Yeah, so please, yeah, if you guys are interested, if you're watching now, you're interested in any of this information, I'm sure Hector will be able to give it to you. So
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can like message me if
Give
you
him a
have
shout
like,
out.
yeah, absolutely. and I want to say Happy Pride Month to all of my LGBTQ
it is
people.
Pride weekend. And so Sunday is the
In New York City, they're celebrating a huge parade this Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, but
But
yeah,
Hector will not be there because there will be no karaoke there. If there was karaoke, but you won't be there this weekend.
No, unfortunately, I won't.
Have you been?
I have been, and it's
A lot of fun?
it's been great. It has.
From
been
what I hear, from what I've heard,
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there the year that gay marriage was legalized.
Okay.
That was one of the biggest celebrations I've ever seen in my life. So, you know, congratulations to
Now-
everyone out there.
Does Connecticut do anything for Pride?
They did something in Norwalk this month. I think
Okay.
it was like about a week or two ago.
Like a parade
It was. There was like a mini parade. It was at
That's nice.
Matthews Park in Norwalk.
Okay, like a little festival or
Yes.
something. Okay.
Yes.
Did you go or?
I did.
Okay.
I did. It was nice. It was really nice for the community. There was lots to do.
And anything down this side, Bridgeport, New Haven?
Not that I'm aware of in Bridgeport. I know New Haven does something, but I'm not too
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, no, somebody talked, because I told somebody you were coming to the show and they were asking me, oh yeah, are you guys going to talk about Pride? I had no idea it was this weekend.
Yeah. Happy Pride, everybody.
Yeah, happy Pride. So other than that, anything else coming up for you?
Nope, life is good. More vacations. As everyone knows, I'm an avid traveler, so I'm always like on a plane somewhere. So
what's the last place you traveled to?
I just went to Puerto Rico 2 months ago.
Other than Puerto Rico.
Dominican Republic.
Okay, DR.
Yeah.
And what's next? Where are we going next?
Key West. I'm going to Dominican Republic next week. I'm going to be there for...
You going back? Oh, for a wedding or?
Nope, just for family fun. It's my aunt's 50th birthday. Happy birthday, Titi!
Are we going by ourselves or
no.
are we going acompañado?
Everybody, the whole family's going.
Okay.
We're all going as a nice, happy family.
Nice. Definitely. Now, here on the Latin soundtrack, we like to ask a couple of Latin type questions
awesome.
to our guests. Because I like to kind of find out, what it is. I feel like everybody kind of has, as far as food goes, everybody kind of has like the same kind of favorite food, but sometimes you might be surprised. So, what is your favorite Latin dish?
Wow. Okay, Latin meaning all cultures because I'm Puerto Rican.
Meaning all cultures.
I'm Puerto Rican.
It doesn't have to be a Puerto Rican dish.
Because I'm Puerto Rican and I know my grandma, if she was watching, she'd be like, "What do you mean, mi habichuelas hablan? Eso es lo que te gusta a ti, las habichuelas hablan mías." So, I wouldn't say that. I would say one of my newfound favorite foods, that's something that I am enjoying as an adult, is Colombian food.
Okay.
I'm enjoying arepas. I'm enjoying the bandeja paisa. I'm enjoying one of my favorite restaurants. I'm gonna give a big shout out to them because they've been always so great.
Is it Colombian restaurant?
It's Colombian, Venezuelan. They're a mix.
Okay.
It's in Norwalk, Valencia Luncheria.
Okay.
They are amazing. If you guys ever have a chance to go and check out their food, they have arepa stuff with anything you want.
We actually had DJ Candela. I don't know if you know who he is. Candela.
No.
This gentleman is the man that put together the Colombian Festival here in Bridgeport.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They've been doing it for a few years now. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. He's gonna be our guest next Thursday. So I'll make sure to let him know that Hector wants some Colombian food. have you been to the festival or no?
The Colombian Festival?
Yeah,
I went last year, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely beautiful. Mm-hmm. They do a really good job over in Britain.
Yeah. Que viva Colombia, todos mis amigos colombianos.
Yeah, so if you're watching Colombia, please tune in next Thursday for DJ Candela. We're going to be hanging out here at Top Station. Now, your favorite Latin song?
I would say it's...
Actually, you know what? I'm not... because there has to be more than one. So 3. I want three Latin songs.
My first song will be La Borinqueña by Mark Anthony.
Okay.
Because that brings me into my Puerto Rican roots.
Yes.
And I always feel that, my hair, se me paran los pelos every time you hear that song. So, we have to give it up for
and you sing that
Puerto
song?
Rico. And I sing pieces of it.
You have? Okay.
Yeah. Darn, my second song. That's one of my second favorite artists. That's where I'm gonna go. Is Miriam Hernandez. I don't know if you ever heard of her.
I haven't.
Miriam Hernandez. She has sung some of the most beautiful romantic ballads.
Okay.
I'm like a old soul. I'm like an old romantic.
No, that's fine.
I love all these really slow ballads.
Okay.
So I would say as a whole, Miriam Hernandez, she fits the category of many of my Spanish favorite songs because I know all of her songs.
Okay.
I'm one of her biggest fans.
And number 3. What's that song that gets you moving? It just gets you going. You hear it and you're ready to go. It comes on and oh man, let's go, let's do this. No matter what it is.
I mean, obviously it's like Suavemente or something. it's like Elvis Crespo, any one of his, or Daddy, any one of those are like a party starter. So obviously.
Yeah.
But no, those are good. Those are good.
Come on, there's gotta be one. Come on, give me one. Dame una. And no Suavemente. We're not gonna do Suavemente.
Man, another song that really, really gets me. Mark Anthony again, Vivir.
Vivir.
Because that song, it gives inspiration and allows people to be happy. It makes people live again or want to live again.
Yes.
So it's a good motivator.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And before we get off the air here, what we like to do here at Top Station is we like to use the show for it's twofold. First of all, we like to showcase people in the community who are doing great things like yourself. Yeah. So I'm very happy, very pleased to have you here today. Very honored.
Thank you for having me.
So Gina, so everybody else.
Thank you everyone for watching.
Yes. So that's the first half. The other half is I like to use the show to kind of inspire our youth and kind of show them, that anything is possible. Doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter what you've been through. As long as you're willing to work hard and you have love for things, you're able to do whatever you want.
Yes.
You just gotta be patient, So what I like to do is I like to ask my guests for their advice for the youth. And everybody's advice is kind of different because it depends on what the things that they've been through. I'm gonna go first, so I'll give you some time to think.
Nice.
I like to take my inspiration off of the person, whoever's here today, whoever the guest is, and the guest is you. And what I get from you is passion. You have to have passion, So I think today my advice for the youth is to keep looking for that thing that you really have passion for, and it's gonna be hard to find. You're not gonna find it overnight. It's not gonna just happen. You're gonna try different things. You may find it quick. Some people find it early. Some people are teenagers in high school and they already know what they love to do. And you guys are super blessed if that's you. Some people don't. I'm 33 and I'm still kind of looking around, trying to figure out what it is. So some people it takes a little longer. There's people who have gotten to 40, 50 years old and that's when they found their thing. And now
Yeah.
I mean, it just takes time.
Absolutely.
It takes trial and error. But keep looking, and when you find that thing that you love and you have passion for, then really go hard at that thing that you have passion for, because that's what's gonna make you happy. And at the end of the day, it's all about happiness. Yeah, great. Money is great, and material things are great. They're good,
But it's not the end all.
But it's not. Happiness is the end all be all in life. And so again, my advice for the youth is, don't just find that thing that you want to do. Find that thing that you really have a passion for, and let that passion kind of come in you and kind of help you to love it more and to really dig deep and really figure out everything there is to know about that thing that you like to do, and just go for it. And that's pretty much what you have done. You've done it with a couple of different things though.
I've done a lot. I've been around the block.
Because you've done it with the health, where you're still educating yourself and getting better at it. But then with the Zumba, you're still going to different places.
You're constantly learning. It's never ending. You're always
know?
molding yourself and learning new tricks.
And you're singing, but you're looking for different things, and you've been told no, I'm sure.
Oh, that's the number one motivator.
Exactly.
The more I'm told no, it's like, I'm intrigued by how I can prove people wrong.
Yeah.
And it's been interesting because in my lifetime, there's been people who said, "Oh no, you're not going to amount to nothing," or you're just another little Puerto Rican boy, or whatever the case is. And I've been able to prove so many people wrong. So definitely.
Well, do you let that? Do you let that motivate you?
That's a huge motivator.
No. To want to prove people wrong?
No.
Okay.
It happens naturally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Yeah. Because I'm kind of against that.
Mm-hmm.
Like living your life to prove somebody wrong.
No.
Because then you're not living your life.
Absolutely.
Like, just live your life and let the things kind of fall into place.
No, you have to let things happen.
Exactly.
And it's going to happen, but some things in life will just present
No,
themselves.
because obviously positive vibes is a great
Absolutely.
thing. You don't want negative vibes, but I think if you spend too much time trying to prove somebody wrong, then you're pulling negative vibes into you, because that's negative. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So that's my advice. What do you got?
Yeah.
What do you got, Hector? Come on.
Well, I love my young kids, so much, and the one thing that I see that is lacking, and not just with the youth, but as a family, there's a lot of cell phones. There's a lot of this.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times I walk into a family home, and the whole family is sitting around the dinner table looking at their cell phones.
Yes.
Our generation has become very technology friendly, where family is not really what family used to be.
Yes.
Families are not sitting down and having conversations. They're just oh mom, look at what John Doe has, or look at what John Doe is doing. It's not about what are we doing as a family. So what I can say to the youth is, definitely stick with your family. Try to spend more time with your family. Learn from your grandmother. Learn from the people that have been there. A lot of times our elderly are forgotten about. So our elderly are the people who have the best stories.
Yeah.
So definitely more family time, being with the ones that you love, because at the end of the day, those are the most important people.
Yes.
So family centered.
More family time.
Yes.
And yes, that's beautiful. Before we go off, Gina, anything else? Any questions or anything that I should be? Where is it? Let's see. I just want to make sure that we don't leave anybody out. Before we go off, let's see. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I think we're good. He used to sing at Kwasi and we used to hide. Naida Rosa, who's that?
That's my mom.
Yeah, she goes. He used to sing at Kwasi and we used to hide. Now he is awesome. Let's see. Blah blah. It's the newest show out there. Oh, there's a new show out there with P. Diddy and DJ Khaled.
I heard about that. That
Okay.
show, that show's good. I'm gonna check it out
It's
for
a
sure.
friend of mine, David Fontanes. I guess he's letting you know.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh my God, you're right. I have one rule with my kids: we spend time together, put your phone away. That's Ada.
I like that, Ada. Very good. Families, put the phones away. Have a box. I know some families. I'm gonna just give you one little example.
Definitely.
Some families have a box in the front room or living room, whatever, and the families put all the phones inside of a wooden box.
Yeah.
And they do their dinner, they do their dessert, they do their stuff,
Yeah.
and then later on at night, when then you go check your phones and stuff. But
Definitely.
we're missing out on a lot of valuable time with our family
Definitely.
by
Definitely.
using these devices. I'm ready to go rogue and just give the cell phone back
But
not even do this anymore.
right now, do not put them down because you're watching me on the device
No,
right now.
no,
So please
but
don't
I
put
won't.
these-
I can't do that either because I need my likes. But if I had it my way,
No, definitely. And before we get off air, this is a good question
Yeah.
that Ada's asking, and I'm gonna ask you to do this before we get off. Ada wants to know where are your Zumba classes?
okay, Ada, we are teaching every Wednesday at the Bridgeport Public Library. It's a free class to the community. The city sponsors it. It's on the Bridgeport Public Library website. Check our calendar. We're there next week on Wednesday, and then we have a little recess in July, so we'll be back in August. I'll be away.
That means vacation.
That means vacation.
There you go. And you're at the edge?
I'm still at the edge, but I'm not teaching a permanent class right now.
Okay.
I'm focusing on some other things.
Okay. So definitely on Wednesdays, catch them at the library in downtown Bridgeport. I've been there. It's awesome. It's a big space. It's super big.
It's huge. It's
super big,
more, the more the merrier.
Super big. The people at the library are super friendly. Come on in, and it should be good. I think by the time that you are teaching, I think the parking meters aren't working anymore, right?
After 6 p.m., all the parking meters are free.
And your classes start at what time?
6:30.
So it's perfect. You guys don't have to pay for
Yep.
parking. So there's no excusa. I don't want to hear
No
excusa.
excusa.
No excusa. Good. Listen, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure
Yeah,
too.
thank you for coming through. I know you were hounding me. When am I going to be at your show? I need to be at your show. Now you're here.
Now I'm here, everybody.
Yes. Thank everybody who watched on Facebook. We do appreciate it. Please keep sharing and supporting. Next week we have DJ Candela here hanging out talking about the Colombian Festival and other great things Colombia are doing here in Bridgeport. So
Yeah.
please make sure you tune in. A quick heads up. All of our podcasts will hopefully within the next week are going to be up on Spotify and iTunes, so you'll be able to find this show and every other show on podcasts and iTunes. And we have 2 new podcasts coming up soon. So please stay tuned to this page. Stay tuned to the Top Stations page with other information. Keep following, keep loving, keep sharing, keep everything. We do appreciate all the support, all the love. Gina supports it. I support it. Hopefully DJ DNV will be back soon. He supports it as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
And hasta la próxima.
Hasta la próxima.
Thank you.